Hi, guys. Welcome to the Simple Doesn't Mean Easy podcast. We are here Mondays and Fridays working at simplifying things in our lives just a little bit, one day at a time, one simple step at a time. I'm your host, Michelle Visser, and today I'm continuing what we talked about last Friday. Fridays are our mini episodes. There's never going to be an ad, and they're always going to be simple and short and sweet. Last Friday, I had shared with you that it was the week of Bill and I's anniversary, married 31 years. And I had told you the little story about our wedding day and the iris flower. And today I'm just going to share with you 12 interesting facts about this flower, and you may never look at an iris quite the same way again. First of all, irises have been cultivated for thousands of years. So they are definitely a very oldly cultivated flower. I don't, you know what I mean. They're predominantly, number two, they're predominantly found in dry, semi desert or colder, rocky, mountainous areas. So I'm guessing that's why they do really well in New Hampshire. It is definitely a cold and rocky climate here. Um, there are almost 300 species of irises. So that I thought was interesting, and it made me go, aha, because you see so many of them, you're like, wait, that's an iris. Wait, and then you're like, there's the bearded varieties that are really frilly looking, and the ones that aren't frilly looking. There's so many. So there's apparently almost 300 varieties. Number four, the general name iris is from the Greek word for a rainbow, which is also the name for the Greek goddess of the rainbow, Iris. Number five, irises have long, erect, flowering stems that may be simple or branched, and they might be solid or hollow. So there's a lot of variations in the branches. Number six, the flowers consist of three upward turned petals, which are called standards, and three downward turned sepals, which actually look just like the petals, and they're officially called the falls, Falls. I found this fact the most interesting. I never knew this. Sepals, if you're not familiar with plant anatomy, sepals, Sepals, are the typically little green, tiny little petal looking things underneath a flower. So if you look at a daisy and you turn over the pretty white flower underneath, you'll see little green spikes coming around, like, I don't know, almost hugging the bottom of the flower. Those are called the sepals. And that's typically in an average flower what you'll see. But an iris, the sepals are actually like they look like they're part of the flower, which is really cool. So go check out an iris and you'll see. You can look closely and see what I'm talking about. And you can really impress somebody by pointing this out to them too, by the way. Just saying. Number seven, the downward sepals, which are called the falls, are actually the landing pads for all the pollinators. So notice how those sepals on an iris have really bright lines. If you look closely, you'll see these lines. They're called guidelines or nectar guides. And those lines are there to literally provide a roadway for the insects. They give the bugs a path to follow to direct them right into the nectar where they're supposed to go. How cool is that? What an amazing creator do we have that would design, and not just irises, by the way, a lot of different flowers have guidelines for the insects. How fun is that? How cool. Like, it makes such good sense. But if you start looking at flowers, you'll see lots of those lines. It's really neat. Um, we're on number eight, a single iris flower only lasts about 3 days. I find that very sad. I'm glad that there are a lot planted around our house and they do bloom slightly different days. So the blooms do last for about a week and a half, probably overall from beginning to end. Number nine, once the flower has died, the ovary produces a seed capsule, which opens up in three parts to reveal the numerous tiny seeds within. And I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that it's three because there are three petals, and each of those petals are connected to another ovary that develops into seeds. I'm assuming, but Sure enough, if you look at iris seeds after the bloom has gone, you'll find there are three seed capsules. Number 10, Indian and Egyptian ancient cultures used iris rhizomes, so the roots underneath, for medical purposes and for making perfume. Number 11, during the Middle Ages, irises became linked to French monarchy, and the fleur de lis eventually became a national symbol of France based on an iris. If you look it up, some people say a lily. Iris and lily look very similar, but you can definitely see how the fleur de lis came about from one of those flowers. I'm voting it was probably iris. And number 12, before it was a national flower of France, the iris was the official flower of the Roman Empire's ruling class. So it goes way back, you guys. So go look at an iris and appreciate it a little bit more today. Thanks for listening, friends. And remember, it's easy to forget how blessed we are to live this life. So enjoy the simple everyday efforts. It's not easy, but it's a very good life.